See, I don't think she's listening now. I was afraid, frankly, because they took photographs of me yesterday at a hot dog stand because I was starving to death.
Yeah.
And I walked out of the courthouse yesterday around 12:30, and there was a hot dog thing, and I bought one and I ate it.
You went at light speed, didn't you?
Yeah. But but thankfully, these photographers respected my wishes and apparently didn't turn the film in, or they just put it in the paper. So
I see. They protected your privacy, didn't they?
My friend Sal Arena and Mike Pearl and some of these people from the Post. I mean, they were. Mr. Arena writes for the Daily News, so I'm pretty much home free on the
hot dog deal.
Yeah.
Wow, this is sad.
She
dictates what you eat as well?
No.
No,
I'll eat a hot dog. And
are you wearing butt-thong panties today?
No, I will have a conversation with her shortly, and I will explain to her exactly what I'm going to intend to eat, and then I will just say to her, and what do you intend to do about it? And we'll just find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. I'll show you who's the boss at my house.
You're darn right, Promise Keeper.
Yeah, so I don't have to go to any Promise Keepers to be in charge around there. Well, sort of.
Excuse me?
I said sort of.
You'll eat what you want when you want to eat it.
Damn right.
By gosh.
Straighten her out. I am concerned that she's on, that these TV roles she's getting, at least this one she got, and features her killing everybody in the room, including her husband and all the pets, and a little too effectively to suit me, frankly. I said, honey, it doesn't even look like you're acting. She just kind of rolled her eyes and said, be quiet. They're running a clip of her now on MSNBC. Man, she looks pretty good, doesn't she, when she wear that outfit at home? Man, what a hot item. We can't hear the sound, of course, on...
No, and we can't see it either.
And we can't see it.
We can neither hear the sound nor see
hear the sound. We need to be able to hear the sound of this if we're going to run this clip. So, well, we'll do it later. And they're going to rerun it on October 19th on USA, so you can see her then.
Great.
She is great. I mean, I know it's my wife, and it sounds like I sound like a sap promoting. She doesn't need me to promote her,
I understand
by the way.
that, but she actually
was good.
Very effective in this, okay.
Did she tell you to promote this show, too? Order you to?
Yeah. No, as a matter of fact, she didn't say anything.
Well, she was waving a hot dog under your nose?
No, she doesn't. We don't have any conversations about it. She does what she does, and I do what I do, and we don't get involved in each other's.
You have gotten so soft.
No, I haven't, but I'm proud of her, so why wouldn't I? You know, if I didn't think she was any good, I wouldn't say anything. Believe me, I would hope it went away.
Just butt out.
But that's not the way I feel. So
I wish she was here right now so she could tell you to go to commercials.
Okay.
Imus in the morning.
This weekend?
Yes, honey.
Yeah. So I'll be in charge from now on at around that house.
Well, you are in charge.
Well.
Yeah.
So here's what I want for lunch when I get home today. Are you going to be there when I get home for lunch?
I don't think so.
Well, I think maybe we might want to rethink our plans for today.
Oh, man. Listen.
Hey, how's it going so far, Chuck?
Sounds
I'm
good.
laying down a lie, ain't I?
Let me tell you
How about
something.
this, Bernie?
You the man.
How come I don't hear that vacuum cleaner running, honey?
I don't think this
Well,
is
we have the new kind that's, you don't hear it.
Well, okay. Anyway,
it's not going well.
I'll have a couple of hot dogs.
Yeah.
What else do I want?
Well, you want some Haagen-Dazs double chocolate fudge, baby.
I'll have a hot fudge sundae.
Hey, by the way, that picture that was in the paper yesterday of that hot dog vending machine that you were by.
Yeah.
That's the same exact vending machine as the one that's outside our building here on the corner that lady runs.
Right, well.
So late yesterday afternoon, I was down there and I was talking to her, and she told me that you have her on the payroll and that you take around all these remotes.
Well, the little hot dog wagon?
Yeah.
It's like you drag your chair around.
I don't think that's the case at all.
You have her whenever you have to go on location anywhere.
You got a problem with that? Right,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah, you got a problem with that, Mrs. Imus?
Well, look at all you guys. You're all sick all the time. And Bernie was sick. He had the flu. Then Chuck had it. And then you had it. You guys are all eating hot dogs.
So what?
Well, no, but I
That has nothing.
don't be talking back to my wife, Bernard.
I'm just trying to help the Iron Man.
Honey.
Bernard, we need a clip of your wife vacuuming at home.
Yeah, let's see that, Bernard.
Let's see that, Bernard.
I don't think that's going to happen.
With the G-string on? You got it.
Speaking of G-strings, this pink outfit you wore on silk stockings.
Yeah.
Oh, come here. Don't sometimes when you're on these TV shows you get to bring the wardrobe home?
Well, I guess if you request it.
Why don't you wear stuff like that around the house?
We're requesting it, right?
Yeah, we'd like to. I'd like to see in that little pink outfit when I get home, honey.
Honey.
Yeah.
With the vacuum.
And a hot dog.
Yeah.
And a platter of food.
Yeah.
It's 8 minutes after the hour, and apparently the kitty has my wife's tongue here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
2 hot dogs, okay?
Okay, honey.
All right, I'll talk to you
Oh,
later.
man.
Wow.
Straighten her
You
out.
are the man.
yeah.
You are the man.
I laid down the law, see?
Yes, you did.
All's the result of promise keepers.
I didn't believe it could be done, but... Man, I don't want to be you.
Way
when
to
you
go.
home.
She's still there, honey? Are you still there? Hello?
I don't think so.
No, she's gone.
Yeah,
I'll probably be getting a call off the air. We'll be having a talk when you get home.
that's right.
What is going on, Charles?
Couple of things. I-Man jury selection continuing today in the trial of Oklahoma City bombing suspect Terry Nichols. And a double courtroom victory for O.J. He gets to keep the car, and his mom gets to keep her prized piano eye. Simpson's victories came after a hearing by a Superior Court judge in Santa Monica, California, held the hearing to determine whether Simpson's creditors had a right to auction off the piano and some other possessions to help pay the civil suit penalty he owes. O.J.'s mother, Eunice, asked if she is going to play the piano, which sat in Simpson's home for 12 years.
I look forward to playing. I am going to play it as soon as I get my hands on it.
Eunice Simpson says her first selections will be What a Friend We Have in Jesus, and then follow that with Onward Christian Soldiers. It'll be President Clinton and Vice President Gore cozying up with about 100 of the nation's weathercasters today at the White House. Al Roker, Flip Spiceland from CNN, and the other weather guys and girls asked to get behind the administration's proposal to combat global warming. White House Press Secretary Mike McCurry was joking that the administration finally figured out that weather people actually made it on the air night after night, unlike members of the White House press corps, and said, I would enjoy doing the weather. That's a good job. McCurry also urged the network correspondents to alert their network bosses to the dangers of global warming, saying how some of their vacation haunts, such as the Hamptons, could be underwater by the middle of next century. CBS correspondent Bill Plant responded, no network executive will last until the next century.
Let me hear that cut of O.J. Simpson's mom again.
Okay. Here's Eunice.
I look forward to playing. I am going to play it as soon as I get my hands on it.
There you go.
Well, here's my position on that. I'm sorry Fred Goldman lost his son, obviously. We all are. And I'm sorry that O.J. Simpson murdered his wife and Ron Goldman. Mm-hmm. But I hope Fred Goldman gets no money. I hope he winds up with nothing.
You're tired of Mr. Goldman.
Well, that's in my official position.
He's worn himself out.
Yes.
Worn
I
himself
hope he gets
thin.
no money from this deal.
There you go.
And Tiger Woods never wins another golf tournament.
Anybody else?
No. Well, here's the thing. Available at bookstores, obviously, everywhere. There's an incident in this book, George, involving Porter Wagner. And
Hey, it's in the book.
it's in the book. I just can't believe that Porter would have said on Backstage at the Opry, we'll be right back, folks, and I'll tell you about the time George Jones grabbed my penis.
I don't think so.
Can you imagine in your lifetime that Porter would have ever told that story?
No, I didn't think he would. But,
No, so why did you? That's my question.
Well, I just thought it was, I need to get it all out, you know.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
But I was so drunk, I couldn't get to the bathroom, so I went up and peed in his phone booth.
I don't know. I've been pretty bad, but I've never done that.
Well, I've never grabbed Porter Wagner's penis either.
Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
Previously on the Don and Mike Show.
Bob Barker is on the show. Mr. Barker, it's an honor to have
pleasure
you
to
here.
meet you, sir.
You are two young men of good taste.
Absolutely.
I can tell.
I love it best when you get someone out there who doesn't understand the rules and you're trying to be nice with the people.
I'll say, all right, you've all overbid. The lowest bid is $500. Give me a bid lower than $500. $612.
How do you keep it together, Bob?
I don't. I drink.
Don and Mike Show.
Weekday afternoons on The Peak.
At 8:21, 53 degrees. Here's Stephen Mitchell.
Got quality, low prices for real. Come on down and let the deal make a deal and say, ooh, 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 ooh.
The Dealmaker is dealing with rebates up to $2,200 on the Mirage Sedan and Galant ES, and up to $2,000 on a 97 Eclipse RS. Or get as low as 3.9% financing for 60 months with approved credit. Mitsubishi is built for living, and you'll be living with extra cash in your pocket when you see the Dealmaker.
He's got quality, low prices for real. Come on down and let the deal make a deal and say, ooh.
Come see the Dealmaker, the all-new Dick Brooks Mitsubishi Isuzu Kia, 3510 Clemson Boulevard in Anderson.
Weekend.
It's gonna
sold
suck.
out. I absolutely
Who was sold
disagree
out?
with you. Rob was sold out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Keith Olbermann.
The Big Show.
No,
The Big Show.
Oh.
Oh, Rob.
Yeah,
no,
Rob's
Rob.
show's going to be great.
He's going to suck, too. 26 after the hour here on the Imus Morning program. All right, I have a pair of golf boots here that I think are about size 10 that are from Doug Newton, my friend at Billy Martin's, and William LaRosa, who's the president of LaRosa Shoe. He has something to do with these. But they're made by the boot company in El Paso, Texas that makes my boots, the Stallion Boot Company.
Fabulous.
And I'm going to auction them off for
$15,000.
No, they're tomorrow's children's fund. Now, I've offered my golf clubs, my tailor-made burner bubble titanium clubs that I played golf with and that I nearly parred that hole with out there, having never played golf in my life. And I started offering them at $15,000. The money, is just, all you're doing is making a donation to the tomorrow's children's fund, and you're getting the golf clubs. So I didn't get any takers at $15,000. So now I'm offering them at $10,000. But, I mean, and I guess I'll let them go for $10,000. But I mean, I'll write a check for $10,000 and give it to the TCF, and keep the golf clubs.
Sure.
So I expect somebody to call me with something between $10,000 and $15,000 as a donation to the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, and I'll give you the golf clubs. You know, maybe some company, or maybe you could use them, auction them off yourself, or play with them, or whatever.
Got the famous DNA
5-wood in
there.
And now these, yes, that 5-wood is there.
It is, okay.
And the 5-iron.
Wow.
All right. And there's a 7-wood with this set of clubs, by the way.
Wow.
These boots, you can make an offer for them for the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, and the CJ Foundation for SIDS. I'll split the money between the two. And you can call me at 1-800-370-IMUS, and Bernard will take your bids, and whoever bids the highest for the boots will get them. So who are you going after? It's 27 after the hour here on the Imus Morning program.
What's the minimum bid there?
From the boots?
Is there one?
Yeah, $500.
Okay.
All right. I shouldn't even let them go for that.
Well,
Are they orthopedic?
They got the ice sweat in them.
These are not the boots I wore. These are different boots.
Oh.
These are the same style, though.
It's a brand new boot.
But the boots that I have are at home.
Well, put them on now for an hour, and they can say the I-Man wore these boots.
Exactly.
Good idea.
You got your DNA.
Yeah. I'll put them on right now. Plus, I'll see what size they are. I wear a 10, so I can get these on.
He's got a breath trying to put the boots on.
Man, that is sad.
Can't get them on.
Can't get them on?
No.
Must be a 9?
I don't know. Well, I have
small
these
for me.
thick socks on.
Oh.
Oh, the hell with it. Do sports.
Yeah, come on.
Imus in the morning. 2020 Sports with Mark Breen.
The 1-2. Swung on, hit high in the air to right. I don't think he got enough. Ramirez back to the track, at the wall. It is gone! He got enough.
Long ball leaves the Indians feeling blue. Good morning, Mike Breen with sports, better known as Puff Breen. John Sterling to call WABC. Yanks take game 1 from the Indians 8-6 in the Bronx. Yanks trailed 5-0 after the first. Then it was home run derby. Yanks hit 4 of them, including back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back in the 6th. The result made for a somber manager, Mike Hargrove.
The clubhouse is obviously very quiet right now.
No, they didn't have 4 home runs.
They had 4 for the game.
But not back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back.
No.
Right, I just got a little carried away with the back-to-back-to-back stuff. I couldn't stop. But Hargrove, not correct. There actually seemed to be a festive atmosphere in the Indians clubhouse. Oral Hershiser and the team didn't seem too upset about the loss.
It's not like it's a long haul. It's a very, it's a sprint, and the emotions swing very quickly. And but there's a lot of baseball yet to be played.
So off day today in the series. Indians will take
Marv
a tour.
Albert with his new hit there in the background.
Indians will take a tour of New York City today on their day off. See the Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
The hot dog stand where the I-Man wolfed down a record number of wieners.
There you go.
And the Rockefeller Plaza phone booth where the I-Man relieved himself several years ago.
Here's Bo Dietl on the Imus Morning program now. Good morning, Mr. Dietl.
Good morning, Don. How you doing, baby?
You don't care how I'm doing. You just called up to do some chicken wing
No,
joke.
I'm not doing no chicken wing jokes. I just felt very upset. I feel very upset that you're trying to auction these clubs off. These clubs were the clubs that you got that triple bogatation there, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to start the auction because I have a lot of friends out there, and a lot of friends with a lot of deep pockets, and I think they're all chumps if they don't chime in.
No.
I will offer reasonable. You know, my company's doing very okay, but I'll offer a real $5,000 to start it off. I want to see people take it up and over because it's a good cause. You're a good cause too.
I reject that offer.
You reject it?
Yeah. The minimum bid is $10,000.
I have to look in my account receivables today.
You have that much money in your pocket.
No, I don't have that much money. We have to get more business from our great fans out there, and I can do that $10,000. I'll be back tomorrow morning if I check my account receivables for that $10,000 bid.
Okay. It's 31 after the hour. Bo Dietl here on the Imus Morning program, who heads one of the most successful private investigative firms in the country.
If not the world, of international repute.
Yeah. However, nobody does more for these various charities than he does.
He is all over them.
And so he shouldn't have to give his own money because he already gives tens of thousands of dollars because I know he does. So,
That's right.
He's going to go against the Orioles.
That's right.
Is Ripken playing tonight?
Of course.
So it could hurt him.
Absolutely. He's been blamed despite being banged up.
Yeah. So the Orioles
Selfish need to continue the streak.
Yes, exactly.
Hurting the team.
It doesn't count in the offseason, though, does it?
What? Just
the streak?
No.
Oh, well, so they could sit him down then.
Yeah. Get him
Which
out
is
of the
perhaps
way.
what they should do.
Get him out of the way.
Do you love this sports talk? It's 34 minutes after the hour. Reverend Al Sharpton will be here tomorrow, and among other things, we'll find out what Reverend Sharpton actually does for a living. So, which I know. A woman called me this morning and asked me, I said I didn't know.
Couldn't answer.
He must do something.
Yeah.
And then bald-headed meathead Terry Bradshaw will be here on Friday, and Geraldo Rivera. And we'll see what Geraldo's outraged about.
Doubtless.
What a lineup.
Are you telling me that Geraldo and Marty Berman are no longer together?
This is what we've been told. It sounds like Geraldo played Screw the Jew.
Ooh.
Well,
that's hard to believe.
Couldn't we characterize it some other way?
I can't believe Marty's no longer there after all these years of bringing Geraldo to the top.
That's amazing.
Marty Berman and Geraldo Rivera were together as long as you and I have been together.
Absolutely. It's a brotherhood. The heck happened?
And there would be no circumstance under which I would get rid of McCord. None. There's none.
Well, let's not. We like Charles too much. Maybe in a character we could speculate, but we just can't do it this way.
I got too many.
We just,
Why would I get rid of Charles?
there's no reason to.
No, there's not. No.
Let's throw some ideas at you, though.
Even though his writing has fallen off precipitously here in the past few months.
Here we go.
You know, those essays don't have the hard edge and bite they used to have.
Speaking of biting.
Well, there was a pretty good Cronkite a couple of weeks ago, but other than that.
Well, you need somebody to push you around.
So
I
don't understand now. What happened between Geraldo Rivera and Marty Berman? We can get to the bottom. Can't you get to the bottom of that, Bernie?
We will investigate. Maybe I'll take a camera crew out.
Do an investigation like you did in the Rothwax thing? All right, 24 till the hour.
Marty might be living up in that park where the judge fell down.
Marty might be a chalk outline.
Very well could be, so. I'm sure Geraldo won't want to talk about that, but.
Hey.
Well,
I did find that odd, though.
Ask the tough questions.
Pretty much Lanny Grenier to Vince Foster, the poor guy.
And Rosh Hashanah starts tonight, of course. So it's a big deal here in New York. It's a big deal if you're Jewish, but it's...
Well, sure.
They're not exactly going to shut down Wichita, Kansas tonight. or Tucson, Arizona, or Philadelphia,
No, they're not.
or Tampa, or any place else we're on.
It ain't lights that turn the lights out in Tulsa.
No. So, what if you could get all the Jews and Puerto Ricans to take off on the same day? Wouldn't be a bad city, would it?
Oh, man. Have another Million Man March.
Toledo.
We can all go out and party.
Well, that's great, Imus.
That's beautiful.
That's really beautiful sentiment.
Mr. 90s.
That's a beautiful sentiment, Imus. God, I love that. It is.
You'll be perfect at the country club.
It's 23.
Of course you want to be done with golf.
23 to the hour. And Breen's doing sports. God, what's going on here?
All right, other scores from
So
baseball.
who's going to replace Marv over there at Madison Square Garden? Do we know that yet? Anybody been named over there?
No.
So somebody has to do the Knicks games on television, right?
That's correct.
And how about who was doing the hockey games on TV?
Sam Rosen.
Oh, so Marv didn't do those?
No.
Okay.
Braves took game
Who's
one
going to
of their-
replace? You do the Knicks radio thing now, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
My man Clyde.
You and Clyde. Who? Maybe Al Trotwig.
Possibility.
Yeah. Who else would be up for that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Braves took game one of their series with the
over
Astros.
at who's going to replace him over at NBC? You know.
Who's going to replace you tomorrow?
Well, nobody's going to replace me.
If something happens to you.
Nothing's going to happen.
On your way out of the studio.
Time
today.
Magazine is speculating there's Tom Harmon going to replace Marv, but I mean, what's to replace of Marv other than the basketball thing?
How about a brother?
Tom Harmon?
Who?
Who's Tom Harmon?
Oh, maybe it's not Tom Harmon. Well, it's some guy.
Tom Hammond, maybe.
Tom Hammond.
Tom Hammond.
Ah.
Well, Tom Harmon, he was a sportscaster in L.A. years ago, and the former Heisman Trophy winner.
Tom
there
Hartman.
you go.
Could be Tom Hartman.
Could be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say a prayer.
Well, I don't know. Go ahead, Mike.
Like Breen continues.
Braves took game one of their series with the Astros 2-1 in Atlanta, and they won despite a very difficult sun, according to outfielder Kenny Lofton.
It was pretty bright today for some reason. I don't know why, but today it was pretty bright, probably because the atmosphere is...
Noted astronomer Kenny Lofton.
No clouds, maybe.
Jesus God, it's pretty bright today. Something you're not. Pretty bright today.
You're bright.
Jesus God almighty. Get out. Well, enough of that.
Yarmulke means, and God will fear, that there's someone above, and to his rules we adhere. Someone walking in the street, it should certainly appear we are dressed in the proper hood headgear. Yarmulke. In the morning.
Let's talk.
False report stating she was abducted from the City Hall parking lot after leaving a nightclub. Police found contradictions in Bender's story and note the report was made about 15 hours after the rape was to have taken place. Greenville officials have summoned the largest jury pool in the county's history for the trial of a man charged with killing a city.
Having any sort of political power here in New York City, whether it would be appropriate, now it's up to you to decide. But I mean, I think the basis for all of that was race and fear. And I thought those headlines in these tabloids the day after he nearly beat old Roof about these headlines and these IRS problems was disgraceful when we'd known about these tax problems that Al Sharpton had for months. And suddenly it's headline news? I mean, it's disgraceful. I don't know why he didn't scream more about it.
Yeah, it's kind of rolled over.
Yeah, why
that.
If he can look me in the eye and tell me that he thinks that Roof Messenger would be a better mayor than Rudolph Giuliani, there's no sane person on this planet could say that. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, it's irrelevant. I could see that he could look me in the eye and tell me he would be a better mayor than Rudolph Giuliani and articulate those reasons, but I mean, if all he's going to say to me is that Roof Messenger would be a better mayor, and if the reason she'd be better is because Rudy is yada, 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 that's not good enough. No. We don't want to know why Rudy's not a good mayor, because for whatever reason, you can walk down the streets in my neighborhood. I used to live down in the East Village, and now I live up on the Upper West Side, so I mean...
It ain't like Mogadishu anymore. Not to disparage our former black mayor.
He was a hideous mayor. Dinkins, a nice old guy, but a phony, though. A huge phony. Well, he canceled on us in a tennis tournament.
Yeah.
Yep.
Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
9 o'clock. Right. U.S.
Commercial doesn't suck too much.
No, not at all.
Imus in the morning news time is 6 minutes after the hour. Here's Tebow from Albuquerque. Good morning, Tebow.
Good morning.
How you doing,
How are
baby?
Good.
So I have these cowboy boots with these golf cowboy boots that Pedro and the folks down there at the Stallion Boot Company made for me in El Paso, Texas, courtesy of Doug Newton and the people from Billy Martin's and somebody else. And I have a bid to this point of $1,000 for these boots. What do you want to bid?
$2,000.
$2,000.
Wow.
Money going to the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, which is this hospital we built out here to treat kids with cancer from all over the country, and for the CJ's Foundation. There's no explanation why.
Oh yeah, that hurts.
Even my brother's doctor, Dr. Kevin Waters, there in Albuquerque, who is not actually a licensed physician, but no one knows that. But Dr. Waters is even looked at us. Well, your bid's in. Bernie will get you address and all that stuff. And
rating system, including warnings about violence, language, and the sexual content, along with the old age-based indicators. NBC is not going along, though, despite a threat by Arizona Senator John McCain to push through bills restricting violent programming to later hours. McCain wants NBC to get on board. NBC says that this new system simply is, in the words of a network spokesperson, unworkable. The Senate committee investigating campaign fundraising abuses is calling former White House Deputy Chief.
So my brother, Fred Imus. Good morning, Fred.
Hey, what's happening?
What's the matter?
I just got up.
Do you still want to sell that Richards Avenue property?
Yeah, I want to sell it to you.
Okay. Do we have a deal?
Yeah.
What do you want for 175?
No, but
Or whatever it costs?
yeah,
Whatever you paid for it?
yeah,
So we have a deal.
yeah,
Now you're agreeing here on the radio to sell me the property.
yeah.
I'm calling Robert or Vinny today.
This is an oral contract.
This is an oral contract.
Right?
I've had them oral contracts before.
I'm sure you have. So we have a deal?
Yes, we have a deal.
Thanks. Goodbye. It's 12 minutes after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. Hello? What happened to my brother?
Fred?
Fred?
Yeah. Are you nuts or what?
Why?
Well, I don't understand this conversation.
No, I know you don't. I just learned some information.
You don't have to understand
You don't have
it.
to understand it. I just got some information about the Richards Avenue property, but you've already sold me your part of it, so you don't even need to know about what information I've just learned.
Like there's oil on it?
Whether mineral rights might be involved here? We don't know.
No, but something else involving
better than oil.
Better than oil.
Really?
Yeah.
What a loser.
Yeah, what could be better than oil?
Well,
only one thing I can think of.
Could be something to do with a highway adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get this information?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
You've sold me the property. End of story.
Well, how'd your jury deal go?
It went great.
So do you have to go back today?
No, I was interviewed for 6 juries. I couldn't get on any of them, and they said that's enough. Go home. So, the last jury I was interviewed for, this 80-year-old woman lives in an apartment building down where I used to live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And she falls down in the laundry room of this apartment building, and she's suing the managers of the building and the insurance companies involved, blaming them for her falling down in the laundry room. Now, in addition to that, 10 months later, nearly a year later, she's in her apartment in the same building and falls down again and is blaming that on the company because of the residual effects of trying to recover from the initial accident she claims contributed to this new accident that occurred in her bathroom in her apartment.
Sounds like a story you can relate to.
And I just started laughing. Meanwhile, the judge says the fat little judge says that the woman's not going to be able to testify for whatever reason, but we have 7 of the sleaziest lawyers I have ever seen in my life. 7 weasels in cheap suits, and they're going to argue about this bogus claim.
So Blumenthal was there?
No, Blumenthal was not there. Then the next case, we have a foreigner from, the judge called me out in a hallway after they interviewed me for this one, and I was not selected for this jury. The judge says, we'd like to speak with you, Mr. Imus, out in a hallway. So I, along with the judge and 3 or 4 other sleazy, yuppie lawyers, we all go out in the hallway, and the fat little judge says to me, she says, we would like you not to talk about this case as you did the other cases this morning on your program.
And of course you agreed to.
Yes, I did. So I will not identify.
Don't do that. I think you don't want to wind up in jail.
No, I'm not.
But you haven't been there before. But
I'm not legally bound to not talk about the case, except I gave my word I would.
Okay, well then that's all you did. Then you are bound.
Yeah, on honor. Just sure.
Yes,
and which he has done.
But I can speak about it in broad generalities.
Walk around the periphery.
That's the word?
Generalities.
Generalities. Yes. You couldn't say it. So. A foreign-born person, Fred, was on the premises of a prominent... Are you there?
Yes, I'm listening.
Was on the premises of a prominent New York tourist attraction, a venue, a Manhattan tourist venue, selling phony Rolex and Cartier watches, phony watches to tourists. Someone either got a court order or had somehow the authority to confiscate the watches, whether it was an action initiated by the people from Rolex or Cartier or whomever. They nevertheless had the authority to confiscate the watches from the foreign-born person selling the watches. So, I just prompted him, Bernie. So, the guy is suing. So then the tourist attraction has a security force. The security force goes out and gets the watches, gloms onto the watches. In the process, they slightly injure the guy selling the watches, and his eyeball now hurts, and he's suing the insurance company, the New York tourist venue, and everybody else involved.
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Why?
Why does the security force of that building have no right to hassle him?
Yes, they did.
Hurt him?
Yeah. Yes, they did.
No, they didn't. They're not cops. They don't have any legal right to do that.
Yes, they did have a legal right to do it. They were legally designated as a security. It would be like a security force at the Autobahn Express for your.
So what was the guy trying to do? Break in somewhere?
No. He was selling illegal watches.
Did it say Rolex on the watches?
Yes. They had I explained this to you. They had an order. My brother, by the way, is like most people who would be on a jury.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my brother would have been great on the O.J. Simpson first jury.
What? What glove?
Don't you hope Fred Goldman gets no money, Fred?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't have an opinion.
Okay. Anyway, the guy shouldn't be. They're selling phony watches, Fred, to tourists.
Yeah?
So they got an order. Somehow they got a court order to confiscate the watches. So the guy is on the property of this tourist attraction, selling the watches. It's not a tourist attraction. It's sort of a tourist attraction.
Yeah, it is. It's a tourist attraction area. Yeah.
And so the security force is responsible for executing the what's the poor word for
carrying out
the security of this particular area.
Yeah, keeping these scum off the street.
So they were designated as the appropriate authority figures to confiscate the watches. So they had the right to do it. In other words.
Okay.
And in the process of glomming the watches from this clown, he got smacked around a little bit.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be on the case because I own stock in the company. And in one of the companies involved in it. And the company also happens to be a sponsor of my program. Occasional sponsor. So the only people who could possibly be sued that I wouldn't have a conflict with would be Pepsi, because I hate Pepsi so much.
Was the guy drinking a Pepsi while he's selling the watches?
No, but then I wouldn't be allowed to sit on that case because I have a prejudice against Pepsi because of my loyalty to
That's
Coca-Cola.
right. That's right.
So I have a tremendous loyalty to Coca-Cola.
So you have so much baggage that you couldn't get on any jury.
Well, you have a loyalty to Coca-Cola because Pepsi sucks, you know?
Yeah, I understand that.
Right.
So that would not allow me then to sit on the jury if somebody was suing Pepsi, because obviously I would want to stick it to Pepsi. Of course I would.
So that would preclude him from eligibility.
Yeah. So. Well, okay.
I just got up. I just woke up.
We can't tell the difference.
No, it's pulled up.
No.
How are we supposed to know that?
So far, the Imus family is 0 for 2 this morning, by the way.
0 for 2, huh?
0 for 3.
0 for 3 if you count me.
Man.
Well, Gooberface.
Yeah.
I now own the Richards Avenue property.
Yes.
Okay. Well, now I'll tell you what they're doing.
Okay.
They're thinking about I-25 there.
Yeah.
Building an off-ramp situation there that will allow you to get on and off that Richards Avenue.
Yeah.
Was great. Did you know that?
I knew they were talking about that, yeah.
So that would greatly
enhance
the value of that property.
Sure.
No, it won't. Won't make any difference at all.
Oh, okay.
In fact, it'll decrease the value because now you got a damn freeway ramp getting off the property where these transients going down the freeway will be able to come over there a lot easier and rob you. Well, you got screwed on this deal. It was a great isolated piece of property where it took a little bit to get to.
Yeah.
And now you're going to be able to get to it by the freeway.
Well,
I'll tell you, the I-man got screwed.
Thank God I haven't signed anything yet, huh, Fred?
She's a rich girl, she don't try to hide it. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. He's a poor boy, empty as a pocket, with nothing to lose. Sing ta-na-na, ta-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Diamonds on the soles of the 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 shoes. Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK. News, talk, and sports on 98.1 The Peak WPEK. It's perfect for listening all day. If you listen at work, wherever you work, at home, your car, in the office, let us know. Fax The Peak on your company letterhead with your name, your business name, and address to 467-0770.
Sure, on cancer research.
No, they couldn't get arrested.
Of course not.
Thanks, Dad.
Now, Bradshaw, he's going to be on Friday.
Right.
I mean, I love Bradshaw. He's a fat meathead, but I mean, I love Bradshaw. Bradshaw's great. Al Michaels is great. McCarver's great.
Marv was pretty damn good.
Marv sucked. Charles and I never liked Marv, did we? Marv sucked. It was annoying.
Just the worst.
Another creep, Costas. Oh, God, what a little jerk.
He's just looking at
whose word, by the way, is lousy on top of everything else. By the way, it might not be a bad idea to have a detective follow around Costas for a couple of weekends.
Think so? Think you might find something?
Two of the greatest of all time, you trade.
They're not greatest. What are you talking about?
Yeah, come back, Mike.
It's so
Can't you be more positive?
You know something? Somebody else told me how good you were in that football deal.
Who was that?
Who the hell was it? I don't know. Somebody who doesn't like you, by the way.
The hot dog vendor?
It was Marv. Is it Marv?
No, but you've gotten great doing this just in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks. The first week you were hideous. Then we had a talk. And now, boy, you were great last week in that Jets-Bengals game. I'm telling you. You were terrific.
Funny.
homicide. Were you a homicide detective, Vinny?
No, I wasn't. I was just a detective in the local precincts.
Okay. Is Vinny Pepitone, who coincidentally is the brother of former New York Yankee Joe Pepitone, and Vinny Pepitone now works for Bo Dietl and the Bo Dietl Private Detective Agency. Good morning, Mr. Pepitone.
Well, Don, how you doing? Don, actually, the reason I called you is Nick, the hot dog man of Foley Square.
Shut up, Vinny.
He appreciates you giving him a tip. But he says 4 hot dogs at lunchtime without sauerkraut is too much.
How's this helping me, Vinny?
Well, no, I just want to make sure you stay on your diet, and he also feels the same way. He doesn't want to see you back in the hospital again. Although he said the hot dogs are very good.
Yeah, well, yeah.
4 of them, it was too much.
Vinny Pepitone here on the Imus in the Morning program, attempting to screw the I-Man.
Helping.
Well, I didn't have 4 hot dogs.
How many did you have?
1.
That's not horrible.
I bought 1 hot dog yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can tell right now you bought more than 1 hot dog.
Not yesterday. I had 1 hot dog yesterday.
There's no way to believe you.
Weak.
No, why would I lie?
Well, I don't know why.
Well, what would be the point of lying?
Because you don't want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Because Mrs. Imus might be listening.
Mrs. Imus is not going to do anything.
It was 2 days ago you had more than 1.
Right.
That's what it was.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Look at
his little face. Look at his little beady eyes.
No.
Oh.
We don't have any proof that I had any hot dogs. Now, unfortunately, there were photographers from the Daily News.
Will you take a polygraph test? Will you submit to a polygraph?
No. Absolutely
Why?
not.
Why not?
Because it would be unfortunate results. I will take one based on yesterday's intake of hot dogs.
Will you take one based on the past 2 days' intake of hot dogs?
Yes, absolutely. I had 1 hot dog yesterday and 1 hot dog the day before.
I love it.
All right, I had 2 hot dogs the day before.
Look, we're up to 3 already over the 2 days.
2 days.
The credibility's just gone. It could have been 23.
No, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Well, before it was just 1.
This is sad.
It was just 1 yesterday. What difference does it make?
None to us. We wish you would eat 23 hot dogs.
Sure, you're the man. You eat what you want to eat.
Yeah, and a hot dog. God, I mean, what's the big deal?
I don't know.
It's not a huge...
I don't know.
It's not like I eat them every day. I don't.
Have it with a beer, too, for crying out for a weekend.
Well, no, I don't drink. I don't
know why you have to. I don't know why. I don't know why it is a big deal. I don't know why you have to hide this from certain people.
I don't have to hide anything from anybody. We straightened out Mrs. Imus earlier this morning, didn't we?
It's going to be a Promise Keepers weekend, ain't it?
It's going to be a Promise Keepers weekend, baby. All right, here now on the Imus in the Morning program, Mrs. Don Imus, or as we call her, Deirdre Coleman. Good morning, honey.
How could you lie to me like that?
How did I lie to you?
I can't believe you. I mean... You lied to me.
No, I didn't.
Knew it.
I did not lie to you.
And then you're saying to Chuck and Bernie, well, why are you guys thinking the worst? Why are you thinking I'm lying?
No.
Well, they're the same answer. Well, look at you. You can't even lie straight. It's so obvious.
I did not lie.
I'll tell you right now, when you come home, we will have that talk.
I did not lie.
What are you going to tell me next? That you bit somebody?
I'm going to bite you, baby.
No.
How about if I bite you?
I'm very upset.
No, you're not. Get ready for this big promise.
I'm like laughing for 4 hours in the morning because I'm so humored by how you take charge for 4 hours out of the day. It's just great. You know, for those 4 hours, you're able to tell people what to do. But what happens when you come home?
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
You're not talking to me later at all.
Wow. Emasculated on the air.
No kidding.
Well,
here you go.
I had 2 hot dogs the day before yesterday and 1 yesterday. God.
We know who's wearing the garter belt in that family.
I actually had to think about whether I'd had 2 hot dogs. I had the day before yesterday. There is a possibility. I don't remember. I think I had 2 hot dogs, but I may have just had 1. I wasn't,
You sound like Maggie Williams.
No, I certainly didn't have more than... What do you want, Lupica?
Well, you just wonder, after the Marv trial, how many more hot dog stories are there out there? How how many people that we don't know about are going to step forward?
Well, there were photographers there yesterday, but I think I successfully was able to shield myself behind a copy of the Wall Street Journal.
Well, here's the way I look at it. You were only at the U.S. Open this year for what, about 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, you've got to bring the curve up now.
Here's another thing I'd like to point out to my wife is I had no hot dogs out at the U.S. Open. How about that?
That's what I mean. You owe yourself a couple of dogs, man.
Bernie?
Right.
But if she wants to talk to a Daily News reporter,
Yeah.
I'm here for her.
The Reverend Al Sharpton. Good morning, Reverend Sharpton.
Good morning. I don't think black people will ever understand the crazy stuff white people do when they having sex. Case in point, Marv Albert. What is it with you white people? You'll never hear about a black man who couldn't get aroused unless he wore a diaper and some midget and nipple clamps and a pirate hat smeared in with tapioca.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
It's only white people who into all these shoe fetishes, rubber fetishes, bestiality, using their highness as hamster habitats, pedophilia, coprophilia, and in the case of Ruth Messenger's husband, necrophilia.
98.1 The Peak, WPEK.
Hi. 7 till the hour here on the Imus Morning program tomorrow.
The big yucks for the for 10 to 10 here.
Big sand trap heads. So that'll be that situation.
That is
a feminine rant, isn't essentially what it is?
by Ms. Dowd.
Yeah.
I believe so. She is. She vociferously appears to support Anita Hill,
which is fine.
Which is well, absolutely, certainly.
But
in the course of doing
that, there is a gratuitous slap at the eye man, which Charles will now read to you.
All right.
Talking about the number of books that Anita Hill was able to sell at a Barnes & Noble book signing here in New York, essentially.
She begins in the opening paragraph, just to set it up, as the elegant, aloof Anita Hill begins her book tour, it is hard to conjure up the vicious intensity that crackled around that congressional hearing 6 years ago, writes Ms. Dowd, and then down a few paragraphs, noting the fact that she appeared at a book signing yesterday. She writes, yet the feminist symbol, Ms. Hill, sold only 75 books Monday at Barnes & Noble in New York, nothing compared with a Don Imus or Howard Stern book signing.
The inference there being that I could draw from that would be the implication being that what?
Well, I at first had construed it somewhat differently, as did the I-Man, but upon review, I think the I-Man is correct. It is a slap in that Ms. Dowd is saying that this very worthy work of is lamenting the fact that it did not sell nearly as well as these scurrilous books by Don Imus and or Howard Stern.
Why? So here's my question: why would the chunky Miss Dowd suddenly decide?
And let's not make it any worse.
The loveless
Miss Dowd suddenly decide to attack me, one of her most ardent supporters. I can understand, and why compare my book, the most recent being this. Stunning book of Southwest photography. Elegant book of Southwest photography from my brother. It did contain, admittedly, some fairly crude...
pithy.
Pithy, thank you, Charles.
You're welcome.
Some pithy captions, but nevertheless, essentially was a book of stunning photographs of the Southwest. Why compare that with the Howard Stern book, which
I don't know,
is worthy on its own merits. I agree, and but it certainly is not to be compared with.
Not with this book of art.
Yeah, exactly.
Please.
So, why would necessarily use my name? Why not just say nothing compared with a Colin Powell,
Dennis Rodman,
or Howard Stern book signing?
Very good.
Why Don Imus?
Sure. I don't know.
So it's just gratuitous effort on her part.
Totally unnecessary.
Well, and so I want you to tell that dingbat back there, Dana, and you equally a dingbat, both of you, to remind me at 10 o'clock to call her and have a word with her.
Why does Dana have to be a dingbat?
Yeah, how suddenly are they?
I don't know. I'm
Ms.
just
Dowd-
lashing out at everybody.
That's the annoyance.
I'm annoyed at all of you.
Yeah, I understand that. It's the pain speaking.
Well, the workers on the Imus Winning program, they get lashed out at when I'm angry at everybody.
That's right.
So, but neither you nor Dana deserves it, and I apologize to both of you.
That's all right. We'll get you back.
You both do a good job.
It's a great wide swath.
Great job.
That you
all right. I mean, why do I need that?
You don't. You don't. You've been pummeled this week yourself in the Daily News after your horrible experience on jury duty.
Maybe Miss Dowd is slightly irritated because I put Anna Quinlan on the radio here.
Oh man, go back to sleep.
No.
I mean, you just say to you, you don't want that.
I don't ever want to see that. I don't want my face and my number there to be next to McCord tied to dead dominatrix. No.
All right.
From Bible to bridal, McCord is...
If your radio light sucks in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
According to one of the dominatrixes, my clients are your neighbors. They're your doctors, your lawyers, your teachers.
Your newsmen.
Your newsmen. And your sportscasters who have a dark side.
Your sidekicks.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
Mark Breen.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, a swing and a high fly ball well hit to right field, and back goes Sheffield, and this ball is gone.
Exciting playoff action. Good morning, Mike Breen with sports. Hank Greenville with the call as the Florida Marlins do it again.
He must be announcer for the Giants, right?
No, he's actually doing it for CBS Radio. So he's trying to go right down the line, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but I mean, God. Well, there's no Don Cricky or Vin Scully or anybody, is he?
I don't think so.
Could get a little more excited.
Well, yeah.
We'll beat the Giants on a ninth-inning game-winning hit. Moises Alou did it this time, put the Marlins up 2-0. Now the series shifts to San Francisco. Moises was asked what they hope to accomplish there.
We are going there and trying to win the thing.
They are. Game 3 will be tomorrow in San Francisco. Last night, Seattle Mariners get ripped 9-3 by the Orioles. Baltimore taking Game 1 of that best-of-5 series. Bad day for Ken Griffey Jr. and his team. Griffey's had a couple of bad days recently. Last day of the regular season, he hit his 56th home run, so he wanted the ball to save. A little memento. Guy who caught that special home run had his 14-year-old daughter with him, a young girl who idolizes Griffey. Perfect fit, right? Wrong. Griffey and the family get into an argument in the parking lot after the game. 14-year-old calls him a loser. They couldn't decide on how much the ball was worth. They're trying to negotiate a little deal there, which is
They
always
tried to sell a ball to him?
Yeah, or get some kind of autographed baseball, etc.
Oh, come on. So the kid called him a loser?
Loser. Hey, you loser. Get out.
Guy just hit 56 home runs.
Loser.
He's a loser.
The guy's daughter. The little girl calling him a loser. Yeah, loser.
The other series, Atlanta beat Houston 13-3.
Well, the thing's most offensive is they're trying to sell the ball back to Ken, right?
Yeah.
Jesus, God.
Since then, what's it worth to you?
Oh, man, come on.
Since then, the girl came in and sat in the locker room with him for like a 2-hour chat, and he gave her an autographed jersey.
Oh, okay, so
like
that's...
that. But he still doesn't have the ball.
Oh, okay, well...
Still holding out.
Still negotiating that deal.
That's right, the lawyers are now in it.
Yeah, they're trying to work that over.
Come on, baby, what's up?
Teaching his daughter the fine art of negotiations.
Oh, man, ugly.
Terrible.
Situation. Well, the Yankees are going to play tonight. That should be a pretty good game. It's on Fox, and we get to hear McCarver be interrupted by the annoying... who's the other guy?
Bob Brenly?
Yeah.
Bob Brenly or
and,
Joe Buck?
The equally annoying Joe Buck.
You ain't nothing but a hound. Imus in the morning.
Hey, it's me, your brain. You know, you really ought to visit once in a while. It's amazing what you've got stashed away up here. Like this file on Oki Data printers. You know Oki Data. They've been making printers for 24 years with over 9 million sold. And you act like you never heard of Oki Data. Do I have to remind you about it?
answer the phone today or not?
You see, I honestly don't know if it is during this time or simply on Yom Kippur itself, the Day of Atonement.
I think they can answer the phone.
I think that can't they during this period leading up to Yom Kippur? So
Do we have one we can call? Do we have Joel's number?
Yes, we do.
Let's dial it up and see.
Okay.
Right.
See if he answers.
All right.
Calling the general manager of the radio station, Joel Hollander, who is Jewish.
Mm-hmm. The General Jew.
The General Jew. See if he answers the phone. Isn't this a Day of Atonement?
Well, no, the actual Day of Atonement is Yom Kippur, but this is a period. Well, this is the 10-day high holiday. This is the period during which Jewish people do reflect on the year just passed and see mistakes they've made and so on, and atone and make plans to do better.
Right. Well, we'll see what he's done so far, just a few hours into the holiday. So I would call my agent, Esther Newberg, but we know she'd answer the phone.
Oh, absolutely.
She's probably having a breakfast meeting.
She wears one of those little headsets with the phone thing on it, so it just hits that hit a button.
With one of her lesbian authors.
There you go.
There we go.
The Hollanders aren't home now. Leave a message after the beep.
Great. Please don't have our idiot children
Pick up
on
the
the
phone.
on the pick the phone up. We know you're
Come
there.
on. Pick
You're
it
not
up.
atoning for nothing. Pick the phone up.
Pick up the phone.
One of you Jews pick the phone up. Come on.
Unless you're out buying bacon or something.
Pick the phone up. Why is it necessary to have our children on our answering machines?
I don't know.
Well, I did run ours, so.
Well, there's your answer.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
All right, it's coming up on 9 minutes after the hour, and, well, one successful. So, sort of.
Sort of. I mean, if you really were observing the holiday, we had the answering machine turned off and it just would have rung.
Well, no, I think it's okay to have the answering machine on.
I don't know. It's splitting hairs, I'll admit. But I think if I were, I think I would have the answering machine turned off and the ringer turned off.
Yeah. Coming up here in just a minute, this is great. Bill Clinton and Paula Corbin Jones with Arkansas Nights from Greece.
Yeah.
And it was called something else in Greece, but it's an adaptation of that. So it's well worth keeping your radio right where it is.
Absolutely.
There on your local radio station. Charles has the national news. The intern, Bobby's going to get I-Man some coffee.
Puerto Rican flash over here, yo.
My man. A very nice young man.
Yes, he is.
And I noticed you and Lou have been hiring a lot of male interns lately.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah. Why not?
Well,
I don't know.
Not a lot of minorities as well.
It didn't used to be either yours or Lou's policy. So
We got enough bitches at home.
that will be Jesus. Do we have to go there?
We don't need any
Why is
more.
that necessary? That's offensive.
Yeah, his
Well,
radio's off
that's
and on.
basically what you were alluding to. The fact
Thanks.
that we usually get female interns to
Are you
hit
going
on.
to college, Bobby?
I'm getting ready to go back to school.
What?
I'm getting ready to go back to school.
Back to college?
Yeah.
Where?
Empire State.
Empire State, that's a building. What are you talking about?
College.
Oh, college, okay.
College.
All right. I don't think snapping at the I-Man is the way to go here.
I don't think so.
I don't feel well.
No.
I'm tired.
You're the intern.
Okay. All right. I'll see you later. Thank you. You're finding a very nice young man.
Stick 'em, Bobby.
Marv called, by the way.
Wants him back.
Yeah.
They're his favorite pair.
Baby got back, baby. All right. Hey, guess who's on the cover of Newsweek this week?
Who is it?
Bob
man?
Dylan.
My gosh.
Great.
Oh, wow.
They exhumed him.
Now, do we have Bob's new album here? Time Out of Time, what the hell it is called?
Negative.
Have Dana get it, would you?
Right away.
Sure.
Well, I'll be off in 50 minutes. I want that album back there when I get off.
You'll have it.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's Chuck with the National News. Good morning, Charles.
Speaking of Paula Jones, I-Man,
Yeah.
she has a new set of lawyers, if you have that cut, Louis, the Paula Jones cut. And they say they're not interested in any out-of-court settlement with President Bill Clinton. Paula Jones saying she will pursue her sexual harassment lawsuit against the president with this law firm out of Dallas. She's also getting some fundraising help from a conservative group in Virginia. And Ms. Jones says she looks forward to her day in court, and is she scared? Not at all.
I want the truth to come out, and that's all I've wanted. And why should I be scared? Why should I be scared? Because I'm going to let the whole world know that I did what I could do, whatever it took to get my day in trial.
Jones stood.
What an idiot.
She stood with her spokesperson, Susan Carpenter McMillan.
Do we have Maureen Dowd's phone number in there? You have our home phone, don't you?
No, we don't have that.
Oh, yes, we do. Of course we
Okay.
do. Dana has it.
All right.
Can you and Dana get on the same page with this stuff?
Say it. Go ahead.
Can you get on the obituary page
Oh, that's great.
with this stuff?
Get her on a phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chuck.
They get those bumpers in here.
Them Reverend Al bumpers.
Yeah. The sexual harassment case against the president due to go to trial in May, and Ms. Jones making it emphatically clear she wants it in court before a jury.
Oh, well.
So that's the way it's going to go. President Clinton will ask Congress today to let his administration clamp down on tainted food from foreign countries, asking for authority to ban fruits and vegetables from places where the sanitation and food handling practices are suspect. Right now, the FDA can act against specific food items, but not broadly against an entire country. Currently, only 2% of imported food is sampled for contamination. One focus at the White House yesterday was the issue of global warming, with these 100 weathercasters invited to the executive mansion for a briefing. Today Show weatherman Al Roker being interviewed on the Fox News channel by colleague Steve Doocy. Roker joking that the real reason the president invited them was because we promised to bring Krispy Kremes.
We'll call him Maureen Dowd.
Gotcha.
At home.
All right.
Little weasel.
To the bottom of this one. Maybe.
Hi, leave a message and I'll get back to you.
It's Imus, you little shrimp. And,
Oh, no. I don't think that's
Hey,
necessary.
good morning.
I mean, good morning, Miss Dowd.
That's better.
It's Mr. Imus, and we're leaving this message on your machine and on the radio. And I'd like to know why you gratuitously attacked me, backhanded me yesterday in this feminist rant column of yours about Anita Hill, and I resent the fact that you're not returning my telephone calls. You have my number. It's 718-706-7690, and I expect you to call me.
All you've done.
All I've done for you.
Darn right.
We're leaving a message here because we don't have Kwesi Mfumi's home number.
By the way, Miss Dowd, I hope you're feeling better.
Yes.
It's, okay, hang up. It's 14 after the hour here on the Imus and Wayne program. That's kind of an interesting message she leaves, isn't it?
Yeah, real happy.
Hi, leave a message. Look,
Well, 1 second, Kwesi. I have to answer the phone.
So we'll see.
If we ever hear from her again.
If we ever hear from her again.
No way.
She'll never speak to me again, will she?
No, of course
Maureen Dowd, the New York Times. So, well, you know what we could do, as long as we have our home phone, we could give it to you, and you could leave a message. No, we can't do that.
Let's all leave a message.
I wouldn't
Ms.
do that.
Dowd. No.
All right, it's 1:15 here on the Imus Morning program. Tomorrow, Terry Bradshaw and Geraldo Rivera. On Monday, my guy, Rock Newman.
Yeah.
Our guy, Rock.
Right, which is pretty much what Al Sharpton should be, a boxing promoter.
You leave my man, Reverend Sharpton, alone.
Queen Latifah in a suit over here.
Reverend Sharpton, a man of God.
Yeah, right.
And, well, why are we so dismissive of that? This isn't something that, see, that was my point of this interview with Reverend Sharpton, is that this is not some guys that he just adopted. This goes back to when he was 4 years old.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Pardon me?
He didn't know what he was doing back then.
Well,
by his own admission.
nobody's carried that through to this day. He didn't just hook up with Jesse
He
Jackson.
has the style, but he doesn't have the substance.
Well,
by his own admission.
That's fine. So, but my only point was that there's more depth to the guy. Whether you agree with him or not, a lot of people don't. Whether you like him or not, that's irrelevant. There's a history for this.
Interesting to hear where the medallion and the hair came from.
All of that kind of stuff, which you can Bill Butel or somebody is just going to assume that you know and not ask him. And so, and a lot of people who should know don't know.
So why doesn't he have a big old fro?
I don't know. I guess
Is he ashamed of having a fro of nappy hair?
Well, I don't.
Well, he was just here.
It's the James Brown thing.
I don't know. It's a James Brown thing. I don't know why he doesn't.
Oh, I see.
James Brown thing.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Those were his influences.
James Brown.
Why don't you have any hair?
I have some hair.
Well, yes, some.
Yul Brynner, his influence.
Why do you have so many wrinkles?
Because I'm 170 years old.
George Burns, your influence.
I'm 52 years old. How is that, or whatever? How is? I mean, you portray me as being, 70 years old.
You look like you're 82 years old.
No, I don't. I look very good. 17 after the hour.
You look good enough for an open casket.
Let's. Oh, that's great. That's great karma to wish me dead all the time.
I didn't. I just.
Well,
saying.
yeah, you do. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right, here now, Bill Clinton and Paula Corbin Jones.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Southern lover had me some fun.
He was governor in May 91.
Met a girl, made my knees knock.
Dropped his pants, showed me his little rock.
In the nude, raunchy and crude, on that that Arkansas night.
Tell the court, every sordid detail.
Tell the court, did he make you inhale? The state trooper brought me upstairs.
She was super, man, what a pair.
Made a pass, wanted a kiss.
I pinched her ass, told her to kiss this.
Bummer dude, he was so rude on that that Arkansas night. Tell the court, did you two both embrace?
Tell the court, did she have to use mace?
He's impulsive, a hideous brute.
She's repulsive, how'd I think she was cute?
I've been dissed throughout my crusade.
I'll tell you this, I didn't get laid.
Not a prude, but I know what's lewd on that that Arkansas night. Tell the court, is it just politics?
Tell the court, can she ID your penis?
He made an offer, but Susan said no.
Didn't boff her, though she was a hoe.
Legal counsel, they took a hike.
She turned me down. She's probably a dyke.
Now you're screwed, 'cause you're being sued for that. That Arkansas night. Tell the
In the still of the night. Imus in the morning.
98.1 The Peak. WPEK.
Hi, I'm Jeff Craig, inviting you to join me weekdays at 10:50 in the morning and again at 5 p.m. in the afternoon on 98.1 The Peak for 60-second preview. I'll review the latest major motion pictures and talk with the stars that make movie magic. 60-second preview is your ticket to the hottest new movies, weekdays at 10:50 in the morning and again at 5 p.m. in the afternoon on 98.1 The Peak. WPEK News, Talk, and Sports on FM.
Garter belt and all that.
I bet he wears a thong.
Yeah.
I wonder if he does.
I probably.
I bet he
doubt
does.
it.
That's an ugly situation. Man. Getting a pile in the room there. Well, so what? Do you guys have any children?
I have one child, yes.
Well, are you genuinely happily married?
Yes, I am.
No, okay. Well, then he works for the city.
Uh-huh.
What does he do?
He is customer service relations
For the city?
of the city, uh-huh.
Sound like a weird job, doesn't it, Charles? What would customer
He
service?
also reads the meters, too.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. And
Huh?
puts in new meters and all that.
No, okay. Okay. Oh, you guys own your own home?
Sort of.
What does that mean?
His father owns it.
Well,
cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
Way cool. So when are you guys going to be in Branson?
Well, we told you January. Pay attention. What do you
there's only 31 days in January.
Well,
that's a good point.
One of them will be there. So.
That narrowed it down.
Yeah, Mike Breen continues.
Why did you ask her for peaches were fuzzy?
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Sit on the radio.
Are you naked, babe?
NFL weekend coming up. One of the key games, Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions. Bills linebacker Chris Spielman getting a lot of attention for his training habits before a game in Buffalo where the temperatures are supposed to go down in the teens. Spielman reportedly, the night before in the hotel room, turned up the cold air conditioning and slept naked with no covers. Then before a game, in the extreme heat, night before, turns up the heat in his truck on the hot day and closes all the windows. This is his training regimen. Why does he do this? To challenge himself. Sounds like he's pretty challenged to me.
Is that game going to be on NBC?
Yeah.
And who would be doing that game?
I'm not sure.
What game are you doing?
I'm doing the Jets and the Colts.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
That's in Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis. Would you like to come along?
Who's favored for that game? No.
The Jets are actually a road favorite for the first time in about 3 years.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Check it out.
Shows you the turnaround.
What's the point spread?
Of our man, Bill Parcells. I believe it's about 1.5.
Why would you know that, Mike?
Because I saw the paper.
All right, go ahead.
NBA, Kevin Garnett, 21 years old, straight from high school to the NBA. A couple of months ago, turns down an offer from the Timberwolves for $100 million. His agents say they disrespected him and he'd never play for them again. So yesterday, he signs one for $121 million with the same team. And then he had the nerve to say this.
It wasn't a money issue, and he knows that, and I think everybody up here on this stage knew that. It's not about the money.
What was it about?
I don't know. He didn't
About the
state
hose.
that.
It's about the library card.
Well, no, but what was it about then?
I don't know.
Did it have some other problem? No, they had disrespected him somehow?
No.
Somebody stepped on his sneakers, his new sneakers.
I got this. I ain't signing with that team.
$121 million.
Yeah. He's the highest paid player in NBA history. Gets more than Shaq, more than Jordan.
Is he worth that?
He's a very good player.
Uh-huh.
But nobody's worth that.
Well,
It's the kind of racist country we live in.
Except maybe Patrick Ewing.
why is it a racist country?
Just a little note for the Rev. It's the kind of racist country we live in.
A 21-year-old kid gets $121 million.
21-year-old meatheads making $120 million a year.
One out of 30 million. So
There's plenty more than just him.
well, yeah, but I mean, come on. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, come on.
Good comeback.
So shut up. Okay, you both had it
Here's Jack the Jew from D.C. Good morning, Jack.
Morning, Imus. I'm less than observant Jew, so I can explain to you about what you can and can't do, I think.
What are you doing in D.C.?
I'm self-unemployed.
What now?
I'm self-unemployed. I'm a computer consultant who hardly makes a nickel, but that's okay.
Yeah, okay.
I get to listen to the radio.
Yeah.
If you have something you've turned on, you can leave it on.
Oh, I see.
And if you're Orthodox, you're not supposed to do anything, not walk, not ride. You're supposed to walk to synagogue and everything.
Yeah.
But if you're conservative, you can kind of do what you want to do. They say you can't ride, but you can ride to synagogue, which I don't understand.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a little hypocritical.
Sure.
But a lot of Orthodox people who I've known in the past, before Friday night, would turn their stove on just like a little bit so they could boil water.
Right.
And things like that, leave the lights on, and some of them actually even put timers on their TVs. Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of strange.
Who do they think? Do they think they're fooling God?
I think they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so they would have to think that, wouldn't they?
Sure, of course they would.
Yeah. I don't understand. That's why I'm a less than observant Jew. That's why I'm home listening to you on the radio.
Yeah, when you should be atoning, and well, not atoning yet, but
or timing.
You should be reflecting on the past year and the things that you are going to try to do better this year. And what are some of those things you're going to try to do?
Well, I have to stop listening to you, which I can't do. So, what am I going to do better? Be nicer to. I think you should be nicer to Rob, and then I'll be nicer to my family. How's that? You're a Jew. You tell us, right? Occasionally.
Yeah, well.
So if you can be nicer to Rob.
I'm a Jew by inspiration.
Yeah, I know that.
And inclination sometimes.
Yeah, like Kinky, right?
Yeah.
Kinky's a real Jew, though.
Yes, I am. I don't think this is a quid pro quo situation, or.
No, I got it. Okay.
I don't have to be nice to Rob. I hate Rob.
No, you don't.
I don't hate Rob, but Rob's a source of annoyance for the I-Man.
Yeah, but most of us love Rob.
Understand that.
Yeah, but I'll be nicer to my kids and my wife.
Why? Maybe you need to go to that Promise Keepers thing this weekend.
No, that's not for Jews.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is for everybody.
It's for everybody.
It was for Christians.
No. They have a fundamental.
There's a misconception right there.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They do have a fundamentalist Christian doctrine, sorta, but believe me, it's not just for Christians.
Oh, but I've got to go visit my kids.
Do you cheat on your wife?
Never.
Okay.
Never, ever. 23 years.
God bless you.
Yes, you too.
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not worth it.
No. All right. Oh, okay. So.
No, it's not worth it. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. There's no point in it. If you love your wife, you love your wife.
Yes.
You don't.
Okay.
But my wife and I both believe that.
Okay, and then why do you have to be nicer to her?
Well, sometimes I'm not nice. You know how sometimes people can lose their temper. Occasionally, you've heard of that,
Or
right?
start slapping with
It
an
happens
open hand.
around my house occasionally. Yes.
Yeah, well, you mean she hits you, right?
Occasionally, yes. No, my wife is great, by the way.
She is. I met her. She's a very nice lady. I met her at the remote in November.
Oh, you did?
Very nice lady.
I thought maybe I was getting some information here.
No, she's a very nice lady.
No, she is nice.
I asked her if you were a nice guy, and she said you're the nicest person that she's ever known. So she should really atone for that. But no, she really did.
How old are your kids?
My kid, 18 and 19. Girls.
How old are you?
I'm 48.
You sound like you're about 28.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I feel like I'm 28, but I'm 48. I got 2 kids in college.
What'd you think of the Marv thing?
I thought that Marv was an idiot.
No.
I think that he should have just taken the plea bargain thing right off the bat, instead of bringing his daughter to court.
How about going back to what you and I were talking about before? How about not cheating on his wife and then not wearing panties and biting somebody on the back? How about that?
Well, he shouldn't have cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
But if he was single and wants to wear panties, I don't really care what he does. But biting somebody, this woman had to know what he was doing. He was like 10 years. She had to. This couldn't have been the first time.
I understand it, but you see, here's what some people don't understand, both men and women. I think is important. That even in a relationship like this, where whatever they did obviously was some sort of bizarre, kinky relationship.
Oh, yeah.
At any point, at any time, during any moment, either member of that, either person has the right to say no.
Yes, absolutely.
Stop now. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yes,
if the night before he was biting on her, and even if it were more savage the night before, she still has the right, or as does he.
Even if you're married, your wife, your spouse can say no.
At any point, you have to. So it isn't a defense, and I've heard people like that idiot John Gibson and other people on MSNBC think that because of a relationship that then therefore entitles either person to any sort of behavior, and it doesn't.
No, I agree. I just think that she had to know what kind of person he was with the panties and everything else. After 10 years, he couldn't have hid that. That's what I'm saying. But
I understand that, but
no, I agree. Even if
she's telling the truth, if she's telling the truth, and she said no, and he forced her, then that's a problem.
Well, I agree.
I also would like to point out that I suspect she's probably not telling the truth. I don't think he is either. So.
Well, I don't know. If he's going to get his job back, I was talking to some friends last night.
He's not going to get his job back.
Well, everybody thinks there's a mixed feeling. That some people think that in a couple of years he'll get his job back because all the New Yorkers seem to love him, and they don't really care. And that's that talks about the morality in our country anyhow.
It may not be. It may be the people don't care, and probably the people in this room don't care. But I'll tell you who does care. The corporations who own these buildings where these teams play, and the people who own these teams, and the folks who sponsor them. And they're not going to have a guy who's got Marky Mark from Boogie Nights and somebody else in the room wearing panties, all of them biting on each other. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
No, he ain't coming back.
I think you're right.
All right, thanks. Nice to talk to you.
You too. Hey, can I get something for this?
No.
Of course he would want something. Of course, Jack the Jew, he wants something. Get off the phone.
Get off the phone, you moron.
Go to Temple.
What's the matter with you? Can you get something?
Yeah, I've talked to you for a long time. And
what do you want?
I'm a bit web TV.
A web TV? What are you nuts?
It doesn't look good.
How about a bag of chips?
It does not look good.
Jesus God almighty. I mean, I thought maybe a book, maybe some Fred's Hot Stuff, maybe a denim shirt. A web TV? How about if I give you my house?
What are you going to tear down?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to just move that to Washington, D.C. for you.
Hey, that's great. I'll take anything.
No, you're not going to get anything.
What chutzpah?
Okay, I don't care.
Jesus. Yeah.
I have to ask for something, right?
What?
Apparently.
I'm a Jew. I got to ask for something.
No, you don't. No, get off the phone.
You know the Jews, right?
We understand that, but
we got to get something.
you're not going to get anything.
At least for less money.
No.
Haggle with them.
How about we haggle? We'll talk about it.
Listen, I got a friend in the business. Maybe I can help you out. It's 19 till the hour here in the Imus Morning Program. Mike Breen continues.
NHL opening night of the regular season last night. 10 games on the schedule. Some terrific games. Los Angeles beat the team from Pittsburgh. Actually, it was tied.